What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. Don't mind that in the background. It's just a chopped up dead body. We're just trying to cool it off right now. But as you can see by the title below, we're talking about a male, his ego, and how much it plays a factor in how he reacts. And I actually want to do a video over an email client I had, and I'm making this video not to only help her a little more, because she had wrote a very short and simple email, which, by the way, thank you, I love that. It made my life a lot easier. And of course I gave her a short, simple response, about 600-700 words. Usually I go to 1,000, about 1,200. So I'm making her this video, and I told her also if she needed any more help, she can just reach out to me. But I wanted to let you guys know how much of a factor the ego plays in how a male reacts. So when he does something, don't take it so personal. Guys are going to overreact based on where he is, if he's confident, healthy, all of these kind of things, or if he's miserable and just trying to get, all whatever it is, right? That wide spectrum. So before we even get into this, if you can, just please subscribe below, click the red button if you want more videos like this, which there are going to be a lot more videos like this. Also in the description, there's my phone session if you want to help or get a phone session with me and we go over your problem. Email session if you want to write me an email like this client's doing right now. My free 254-page ebook, again, absolutely free, 254 pages. Everything we go about, or everything we go over in my videos, is in that that book. And of course my Patreon. So getting on to this client's situation, I'm not going to say her names or anything or whatever, because I'm not going to expose her. But for the most part, she met this guy on Tinder. Now, they're both 33 years old, so that's her first mistake. She met a guy who's 33 on Tinder. I don't think I told her that part. Well, maybe I did. I said in like a simple sentence, because ladies, guys use Tinder for a different reason than you do, okay? Guys, when they're swiping, they're literally just going like this, trying to find women who like them back, to feed that ego, to feed, oh, hey, look, someone likes me, I'm not ugly after all, kind of thing. And a lot of guys try to hook up with women on this. And in her situation, her and this guy met. They did hook up some, here and there. They were getting along very well and things like that. But they were supposed to go on a kayaking date. And she said that the date it fell through because because it started raining. But he did counteroffer, saying, you can come over if you want, no pressure. Now, the whole problem with this email was the miscommunication. She took that as, okay, no, when he said no pressure, and he kind of said it very nonchalant, not definite. You're supposed to have definite plans, which you read my book and you just watch my videos. I always say a guy should make definite plans, because this is exactly what happens if you don't. She ended up not going through with him, but just because she didn't think it was definite. And the guy said no pressure. It was a little lunch date. He wanted her to come over. And she didn't. She ended up going about her day, and she was thinking that he was just going to go about his thing and hang out with friends. Well, she got a hold of him later that day, and he was flipping out. He was basically saying that he can't, or she reached out to him, wanted to hang out again. He said, oh, yeah, right, no way, have a nice life, good luck with your journey, stuff like that. And she's like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is he acting like this? And so she came to me, and she just wanted to know why in the hell is he going so loopy? Why is he becoming a nutcase? And in my opinion, he is overreacting, right? It was just miscommunication. And I think if a girl does come out and explain her side of the story, and it does make sense, and again, the fact that a girl's reaching out and trying to explain something says a lot. It says she cares, because usually you don't have to. If you're trying to get rid of someone, I wouldn't even reach out and try to explain something to him. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, get out of here. But this guy was a little dramatic. Now, in my opinion, I'm one of those people who believe if I make a definite date with someone and they don't show up, you're automatically out. I don't care. You're out. You're out. You're out for the count. I don't care. You're not a dating option to me anymore. That's disrespectful in my especially because I'm busy and I have clients and things like that. If you do that shit to me, you're out. You don't respect my time and my situation, things like that. However, and so I would agree with him if that was the case, but it was a true miscommunication, and he did not make it definite. He did counter, which I told her, and ladies, remember this is actually why I'm making the video. When the guy counter offers, he still expects the same thing that went on with the original date, right? So if you had a plan to do this and it was definite, and then he counters offer with whatever, it should still be definite. And I guess she didn't see that, or she didn't think that, and so the guy flips out and becomes a little, he's out of his masculine energy, right? Like, a guy should not be flipping out over this, especially if she's trying to explain herself and he made the mistake not making a definite date. But for the most part, he just kind of backs off and does his own thing. Now, I had 3 theories on why he did this. 2 or 3, and that's what I wanted to go over. One, what I just said. I think he actually, one of the reasons he backed out was maybe this is just an easy way to cop out. Like, he was hooking up with her, he was doing his thing, and this is just the easy way of saying, nope, bye, see you later, boom, back out. And so he could start flipping more on that Tinder and doing his own thing. And this is kind of his like semi-ghosting, I'm out of your life kind of thing. That's number 1. Number 2, I think he was just, you could say that he was just really insecure, and that he might have been, a lot of stuff, if you read a lot of things from dating coaches from men, or PUAs, pickup artists, or, just how society talks to men. When a woman does this kind of thing, she's not a dating option anymore. That's disrespect. She's out. So maybe he might be reading or watching something, and he's doing that, and he doesn't actually, he's just doing what they say. He doesn't understand why these things are the way they are, right? So I think he's overreacting, and I think he needs to get his panties out of a bunch and contact this girl and see what's going on, because again, it was a miscommunication. So it might be his insecurities, and he's just responding this way very impulsively. And secondly, I think, as I said before, I think he's not only just pulling away easily, but a guy's job is to be a provider, a satisfier. Men do like providing, satisfying for men, or for men. Well, you could, hey, whatever you want, but for other women. And when a woman can't, or when a guy doesn't see that his actions are being or she's not like happy from his what he's doing, or his whatever he's doing to her, right? It doesn't have to be sexual, just anything in general. If she's not getting the response that he wants from her, then he feels like, what the hell, I'm obviously not doing something right. And the fact that they're hooking up and she still pulls this, like, I would say she has a power if he did care for her, she has a lot of power in the relationship. Because the fact that he might be thinking of it as, I'm having a good time with her, I'm trying to provide for her, we're hooking up, so she must like me. Again, this goes back to his insecurities. We're hooking up, so she must like me, and I'm counter offering, and she doesn't come by. Fuck that shit, I'm done, right? He's probably pissed. I would say he's more pissed than anything. I'd actually say it comes down to 2 things. What I just said, I think he's pissed, and he's just doing all these things, hooking up with her, talking to her, counter offering this date, and then she doesn't show up. He's like, no, screw that. I'm not going to take that. That's 1. And 2, I think he just might be copying out. So now those are two totally different ends of the spectrum, but I think he might be copying out to get out of it, to make an excuse to semi-ghost her and to go do his own thing. So women, believe me, when a guy has a low ego, or his ego isn't strong, the force isn't strong with this one, he can act all over, right? He's going to be all crazy just like this guy. Because again, I do think he's overreacting, especially when I read the email. I think she did not do anything wrong. Again, it was just miscommunication. Sure, she should have went through with the date, but it was miscommunication. The fact that she tried to reach out to him, and he's acting like a big baby, and he's not responding or talking to her or anything. She said she reached out to him several times, and they have not talked in several days. That guy is just, I think he just wasn't interested. Again, this is why I think he's copping out. He just maybe wasn't interested, but at the same time, he did counter offer. So, yeah, this guy's just overreacting. I told her this guy's, he's acting childish. I wouldn't even worry about him, but that's just me. So with that being said, ladies, these guys are crazy. Don't take it so personal all the time. A guy's ego is everything to him. So with that being said, I love you. Take care and peace.